That makes sense. No sound. You have to, I just refreshed. No sound? Gotta be able to see me and hear me now. Come on, y'all. Check, check. Yes, sir. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. Hold on. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. I should be hearing myself a lot clearer than this. Hold on. Olan, 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 Olan. Olan, 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 Olan. 1. Check. I got it. I hear myself now. Now I actually hear myself. We good now, Griff. Thank you very much, Caden. Okay, John Trey. Peace, man. John, I'm gonna hit you up, Mr. John Trey, the prophet. I'm gonna hit you up a little bit later on. All right, Queen Love. Peace, 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 peace to everyone. Peace, peace. I'm not gonna do the normal spiel. You all already know if you all want to support independent black media, you know, get the Cash App, or just donate however you can donate. If you want to donate some research, donate some time, want to do some things, you got some energy, hit me up. There's a lot of things that need to be done. Shout out to Narubi Selah. Peace, Narubi Selah. All right. Narubi Selah. I wish I could play one of your joints without them flagging it. But, you know, they hot on my trail, man. They like, yo, they ain't not letting me get away with Jack Bone. Nathan, nothing. All right. But anyway, in the meantime, between time, this is a very rare occasion. I don't normally come on Fridays because after I go through the whole week, I am like beat up. All right. But I decided to come on after getting some rest and then waking up and doing some research. I said to myself, wow, this subject that I was studying was really kind of deep, man. It was, it opened up a different kind of consciousness. And I might play some things tonight. Y'all might be like, damn, you didn't already know that? I did, but hearing it from them, so to speak, yeah. Yeah, so shout out to everyone that's been sending me information in reference to the situation that's going on with Nick. I really appreciate that. Shout out to the Morris Science brothers. Shout out to the few Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters that I do communicate with. Oh, give thanks. Really appreciate it. I've been getting message after message after message saying, we know you stepped into junior eldership, junior elderhood as an elder, but we really appreciate how you responded to this D.L. Hughley thing. I don't think people would have kind of got the message. It's not the point of using the best of their language to express these things sometimes, and I need y'all to understand this point. Sometimes there is a degree, an aspect, and a level of anger that the English language does not afford us the avenue to express ourselves. That is the best way that I could say that. Every word, whether you call them curse words or not, have an origin and have a history. This language, I don't know any other language. This language is the only language I know because my languages have been stripped from me. So express, and this is the language, that was the language, pardon me, that I thought that would best express what I needed to say so that he and everyone else associated and related to him that was that tried to process what he did. Don't look at the reaction. Let's look at the action. All right, peace, Dr. Khalid El Hakim, peace. So I don't want anyone to think that was just Professor Griff kind of going off. You understand what I'm saying? That wasn't me just going off. That was me trying to express not only to him, that was me trying to express what's going on as far as a bigger picture. Some people have sent me drunk videos of this dude being drunk, and somebody sent me the video of him passing out, and somebody sent the video of a whole bunch of stuff with him. I don't have any personal interest in attacking this dude. I was defending myself, and I was defending the truth. All right. I had prided myself with building a platform that we didn't do that on here. But when Negroes and Negresses stepped out of line to the degree that he stepped out of line. Oh, wow. Thanks for letting me know that, Tasha. Tasha Williams said it just showed up on Facebook. Now, I've been on for damn 15 minutes already, and it just showed up on Facebook. Wow. Hold on. Let me see. Wow. So I just want to let people know that just wasn't Professor Griff going off. I wanted people to understand that if I could have used another language in order to get him to understand, I would have used another language. My phone number has been out there. All right. Whoever don't know what I'm talking about, I did a response to D.L. Hughley being on Vlad TV. And he was sitting across, I guess Vlad was in New York and wherever D.L. was. A lot of times Vlad is not there. You're talking to a screen. I know because I was on Vlad TV. He was talking to Vlad, and Vlad TV is a white Russian Jew, and he was talking to D.L. Hughley, and the subject matter was about Nick, but that part of the conversation was about Professor Griff. And D.L. Hughley's spirit and what he said about me was just, yeah, not cool. Not cool. And one of the first statements that came out of my mouth was basically like, look, man, first of all, know what you're talking about, man. All right. I was already on Vlad TV, so stop asking me that, Joe. I was already there. It got a million hits. Go check it out. I can't go back over that. So I'm not on here apologizing for my language. I'm not on here trying to make excuses, because I'm not going to do that, because I'm not going to apologize for the truth. But what I am going to say is, even with him and Charlemagne the God, I'm still waiting on a response. All right. However, the response, whether it's a physical response, whether it's a intellectual response, whatever kind of response it is, I put myself in a position that I'm willing to take on any of them on a scholarship level, because I got some brothers like Dr. Khalid El Hakim, Wesley Muhammad, my wife Soleil, some other researchers that y'all probably don't know if I mention their name, but Black Dot and a few other people that, Johnny Taylor, and some other people that do research that I know I could call, and we could talk to these people, whether they want to talk online, offline, it don't make me no difference. But I'm waiting for them to respond so they can respond, so the world can see what they have to say, so we could begin to pull the cover off of these people and reveal who they are. I'm talking about the black ones. All right. So we can move the black ones out of the way so we can get to the other ones. All right. And this is not a cocky kind of thing that I'm not doing that. I'm not. Yeah. So I pride myself. Give thanks, Johnny Taylor. We appreciate you. I pride myself on not being and developing and building that kind of platform where we talk about people. That's why I went from enemy Mindz to Sirius Mindz. All right? We understand the mind of the enemy. That's why I call it enemy Mindz. And now it's time for Sirius Mindz to attract Sirius Mindz seriously. All right. Do me a favor, family. Stop asking me about the NFAC. I'm going to talk about this. I told y'all before, and I'm going to say it again, man. Until I talk to brother. The same thing with the Nick Cannon situation. Until I'm not that other dude. I don't operate like most dudes. Until I talk to them brothers, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus or the train. So stop asking me. You understand what I'm saying? Miss Maya Paris, they not going to respond though. They are Muppets. She said they not even puppets, they Muppets. Thanks, Miss Maya Paris. So, until I put the information together and reach out to Brother Jay from the NFAC, that's the only time I'm going to have that conversation. All right? And I wish y'all would, those of y'all that are following this, whatever is going on out there as far as information about brother and his organization, until y'all can build something comparable to that. All right? I wish y'all would stop trying to tear other black men and women down. Could y'all please stop doing that? Because you really show your true colors, man. Because I've asked every time I get in a group of men, I ask them, if somebody raped your daughter, is there 10 brothers you could call lock and loaded right now? If you can't, be quiet. Seriously, grow up, man. All right? So the same questions that's swirling around in your head about dude and his organizations probably have swirled around in my head. But the difference between you and I is this. I called the brother. I text the brother and had a couple of conversations with him. And some of the things that I know I need to say to him and Nick and a few other people, I got to say face to face. I don't trust this Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, cell phone shit. I don't trust it. I just don't. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying to you, y'all sending me videos and text messages, and that's not going to move me. I don't take shit on face value. All right? So I'm going to move on with the subject tonight. But let me say this. 2 things. If you ordered product from me and you did not give me an address, all right, do not text me cocky, arrogant, boastful, talking ish. Don't do that. Don't do that, because all I'm going to do is refund your money and block you. Plain and simple. Humble yourself. I sent out, and I'm going to send it out again. I'm going to send out an email. 73 people ordered my book and never gave me an address. So the only thing I could do is, as y'all respond to me, I'll send the book out. All right? Okay. But I'm saying to you, Quan, you're right. I'm saying to you too, Johnny Taylor, Need to Know, Sammy Clay, Hadia, all the people that are part of the Sirius Mindz family. It's like Hassan Burton and everyone else. Look, we have to learn a valuable lesson in life. I'm not that damn sensitive and emotional. Just because 12 people hit me up and want me to talk about the NFAC, I'm not going to come on here and talk about the NFAC. I'm going to get my facts together first. And then if I do talk about the NFAC, it's not going to be in the way that you want me to talk about them. I'm going to get the facts right. All right? Okay. Block Boy, what's good with you, bro? Jay Cypher, what's good? Tito Saunders, what's happening? So I'm going to be partly the reason why y'all come and listen to the show is because, okay, Griff going to give some factual information, and, you know, hopefully it's going to be on point, and we're going to cross-reference and whatever. All right. So we even with the situation with what happened with me in the Hebrew is the faction, pardon me, of the Hebrew Israelites that moved on me in Dallas. You know, causing chaos and that kind of thing at the lecture. You know, I can't get on there and blast all of the Hebrew Israelites. It was them. So until I work that out behind the scenes with whatever, let me not get on here and tear them down on my platform. I don't do that, man. I don't do that because I truly know and understand. I look at the bigger picture. They need me just like I need them, like I need you. So we got to start looking beyond my ego was bruised because of what happened or whatever. It's like, no, yeah, nah, but okay. So after that, can we talk? Because I tell y'all, when they come get me tonight, guess who they coming for tomorrow morning? You. Andre Walker, thank you very much, man. All right. The last two things. The situation with the Grammy and which is the Lifetime Achievement Award and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had an extensive texting conversation, which I'm sure that person saved them text messages. And I'm just letting that person know and the rest of y'all know. If I text you and you feel like you want to quote unquote put me on blast and put those things on the internet, by all means, right now, I hope you're listening. Put it up. I want the world to see what I had to say. And if your ass politely got cussed the fuck out, then probably that's what the hell you needed. Negro had the nerve to hit me up. Why am I celebrating being awarded and by the enemy? I politely said to that individual, I said, no, I earned that. That ain't some reward, and that's not award. An award, they didn't award it to me. That was earned. I'm going to sip my little smoothie, right? Well, big smoothie in this case. No, I'm going to say that again, Miss Maya Paris. Nikki E. Hadia. And the rest of y'all. Maybe y'all didn't hear me. If I go through my lifetime standing on the truth, not buckling, folding, bowing, unapologetically black, through all the shit that I've been through, and them other people recognize it and decide to give me a Lifetime Achievement Award with all the Negroes coming against me, everybody selling the fuck out, chasing the bag, all right, and I don't, and I still get honored. What is that saying? Truly, come on, talk to me, y'all. What is that saying? I didn't chase after your woman. I didn't chase your bag. I didn't do backflips to get your money or to be in some position. I wasn't trying to be the big nigga on the block. I didn't do the videos with the video chicks and the throwing money and spitting at the camera and doing all the fly stuff that you thought you programmed us to do. I didn't make songs destroying our people. I didn't do any of that. I stuck to my guns. I stuck to educating my people. So I earned that. Did I earn to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Of course I did, man. I put time, energy, and a whole lot of research behind them Public Enemy songs, man. And I paid the price for it. So come on, man. Don't do that. Last but not least, everyone have my phone number. My 678 number. Those of y'all that have called me and I missed the call and called you back, y'all know I do answer my phone. And I do check my text messages, right? If from now on, and I'm letting y'all know this, if you send me a text message and you do not attach your name, I'm not reading it, and I'm blocking you. Plain already, there's 349 people blocked in my phone. Your ass will be the 350th person. Trust me, you will. Don't just send me messages. Do not send me a YouTube clip without a description. And if you're going to send me a message, start off with giving me a greeting. Peace. Griff. What's good, bro? Yo, this is Durag from Cincinnati. Remember me? I was a fucking cheerleader in 9th grade after so-and-so. So at least I have some reference point. You understand what I'm saying? If you young and you want me to listen to a song, yo, what up, my nigga? Griff, what's up, man? This is MC Shitty Diaper. Yo, you mind if I send you a song? At least I know who you are, Shitty Diaper, right or wrong. So come on, y'all. Don't send me no messages, man, without your name attached. One idiot, no, let me not call him an idiot, because he might be listening. One dude hit me up. Yo, I want to debate you. No. My number is 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. I've had the same phone number now 16 years. All right. E. Cliff. Peace. Thank you, man. Okay, thank you, E. Cliff. Coming through like a fat rat in the cheese factory on Sunday morning. It's like, come on, man. I opened up my Wednesday nights to dedicate to everybody that if you want to send a song in, we will play it live on the platform and we will critique it. Only thing we ask is don't use samples. You understand what I'm saying? And make sure you pay the donate to the cause and you pay for us to play it. That's it, man. That's it. Don't take advantage of me. You understand what I'm saying? No. Kamani, no. 678-557-2919. 678-557-2919. Nestro 504. That was going to be my next thing that I was going to talk about. To get the green, black, and red in my book. All right. I said it 5 times already, family. I pulled the book back. It's in, I have it now. The other people don't have it. I took it back from them. The people that was going to put it out. All right. It's not in their queue anymore. It's not lined up to be released. They're not printing it. I pulled it back so I can put the Nick Cannon situation that's going on in the book. That might take me a minute. James Cabot. In order for us to play revolutionary music, we have to have people to make revolutionary music. And then we have to have a platform for people to hear it. I'm trying to create that platform so people can hear revolutionary music. All right. So get the green, black, and red in. We'll be out. I am working hard and overtime on it. But I got to be able to have time to put the Nick Cannon thing in there simply because when we go back and we look at history, we got to be able to see what went down in this time. So your children's children can go back and read it. All right. So for the few minutes that we have left, can y'all do me a favor, please, and answer the question? Racism, is it only like a white thing? All right. Can anybody else on the planet be racist other than white people? No, Kathy Garner. Is get the green, black, and red in. Owl Healing said no. Holistic Traveler said no. Nikki said no. Nikki E said no. Ralph said no. So some other people can be racist. Who else can be racist? Any race can be racist. C-Dub 1972. Yes, Travis, thank you for asking that question. Yes, under the current construct, let me add that. So let me reposition the question. Can any other people be racist under the current race construct? Let me put it that way. Khalid El Hakim, if you still listening, help me out, man. So, are white people the only racists? Thank you. Real line, Lon, I don't know how to say your name. Treilont. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but very good question. But let's define racism first. Can we do that? No, James Cabo, you're absolutely dead wrong, bro. Whoever you are, no, wrong. This is not a race. All right? Race is not a competition to control resources. That's not racism. Let's define racism, and then let's determine whether or not if other people can be racist. All right? Nope, Sean Carter, it's wrong. Nope. Let's define racism. Let's define it. What is racism? Joe said, nope, racism. Oh, damn, this thing's moving fast. Racism is an attitude, not a color. So is racism an attitude? Someone over here, K in Omega, said prejudice plus power is racism. Race is a social construct. We know that. We got that. Power groups based on race. Hate. King Black. No. Come on, y'all. Define racism. Let's just not throw anything out there like that. Define racism. Prejudice plus power is racism, someone said. Is that true? And if it is, give me an example. Okay, Tanya Gibson, beautiful, but why did it start in 1859? So there was no racism prior to 1859? How do we get on ships in 1555 then if there was no racism? White power and thinking you're superior is racism. Someone said holding back a whole people is. Define racism. Racism is a belief system based on breeding stock? I have to disagree. No. Here we go. Chet or BET, Bet TV or BET. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one of the minority or marginalized groups. That's a bit much. Racism is a targeted action to oppress a people from progressing based on the hate of their superior ethnicity. I don't know about that. Not sure about that. Those who control the resources of another in which they were handled. I don't know about that. Prejudice, discrimination. Okay, we got that. No. You can only have racism when you have economical power. Melanie E. Kelly. You can only have racism when you have economic power. With that said, in all the definitions that I've read, can black people be racist? Racism is a system of oppression controlled by the use of power withholding resources. Okay, Miss Jahima Spitfire. I'm taking it all in. So with everything that you guys have just said, can black people be racist? Do we have the power to be racist? I don't know how you pronounce your name, but is it Freeze Nuts? That's a hell of a IG handle, bro. Freeze Nuts. Can black people be racist? Most black people do not have that economic power to be racist. All right. Okay. All people could be racist. William, Ryan, can you please give me an example how all people can be racist? How can black people be racist? Come on, talk to me. Racism is a local and global power system structured and maintained by persons who classify themselves as white. All right. How can black people be racist? Racism is ideology based around the ignorance that stems from a person hating another individual based on the color of someone's skin whose pigmentation differs from your own. Racism is hate toward another people because of their own insecurities and jealousy. Okay, I'm getting all kind of answers. Racism, descendants are from Aryans. Charles Wilson, can you please write that again? So, because I'm trying to understand it, but I'm just not. Yeah. William, you copping out, bro. Go back. Not William. Stop that, bro. William Ryan. Come on, we're not doing that today. Come on, man. How can black people be racist? Now, William, I don't know if you white, Greek. I don't know what you are. But we got to be honest. You may not be all them other things, but tonight we're going to be honest. How can black people be racist? Give me an example. We ain't talking about all the love stuff, William. Stop that, bro. No. We already know what we need to do, but we're not talking about that right now. Akila Chi. Hashtag FBA. Racism requires a code. Black people don't have a code and couldn't stay on code if we did have one. Okay. Sinkara said racism is a way to express to one another people the feeling challenged by other ethnicities or origins. Okay. Systematic. Okay. Kathy Garner says systematically controlling resources. If a black person hate another on the basis of skin, that's racist. How true is that, y'all? If black people just hate someone because of the color of their skin, that's racist. William, let me challenge that. Show me a time where black people just hated another group of people because of the color of their skin. Help me out. When have black people hated someone because of the color of their skin? ALF _ of hip hop slam says racism occurs when one race of people control the majority of the wealth, power, resources, benefits, privilege, jobs, access to education. Right? Do black people control all of those things? Can we stop other people from progressing in America and throughout the world because we hate them because of this color of their skin? Even if we did hate people for the color of their skin, do we have the power to stop them people from being who and what they are? Megan _ 13 says racists are people that have been taught misinformation. Black people have been forced in an unfair country. They are not racist, just demand equality, which should be understood. However, and she goes on and on to say, all right. So the question of tonight's show is, Racism, is it only a white thing? Is it a white thing? Do black people and any other people have the power to be racist? Oh, so William, you're going on individual. Okay, we're not talking about individuals. All right. So I'm talking about this idea of this thing that we have to do in America. And I want to play a clip for you. Just let you know if it'll allow me on IG, we're going to go past the 10 o'clock hour because there's some things I want you to get. I want you to listen to the first 10 minutes of this clip that I'm going to play. And I hope everyone on IG can hear it because I'm going to play it here on YouTube and Facebook. All right. What I need y'all to do, can y'all write this down real quick? Quan, if you're still on, can somebody pull it up in the Quan says system of white supremacy equals racism. Thank you. Racism is a white invention. Okay. I need y'all to go to why the history of racism was kept out of the your textbooks. Why the history of racism was taken out of your textbooks. Khaled, if you're still on, can you make note of that? Nearly Fuller defined racism, which makes it clear black people can't be racist. We have no power to be racist. We can't deny anyone from doing anything. But I want y'all to be able to do what myself, Khalid El-Hakim, a few other people that I know in my quote unquote intellectual studious circles, what we do. We go to the source and we see what they say about themselves. So I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right. Go on YouTube. All right. It's the Ross files, OROSS files. And it's why the history of racism was kept out of the textbooks. So y'all got it? Gabrielle Hall, thank you very much. Really appreciate the 1111. All right. The gateway, the portal. All right. Manny Farah said racism is a system designed by one race to benefit themselves and put down another race, he meant to say. And if you do not understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you. Dr. Neely Fuller, The United Compensatory Code, System and Concept, book from 1984. Let me play this clip, and I need y'all to pay attention. All right? Pay attention. Why the history of racism was kept out of your history textbooks. Khalid, I need you to get this, and I need you to save this, bro. All right? All right, let's listen.
From the Cairo Radio Newsroom in Seattle, I'm Dave Ross, and these are the Ross Files. Jeffrey Robinson runs the ACLU Trone Center for Justice and Equality, and for a long time you've been giving speeches about the way that racism and racial history is taught in this country, or basically not taught, I think you'd probably say, right? Is there any places that's doing it correctly?
There are places around the country that are doing it much better than other places. I know that in Bainbridge Island, for example, their history program deals much more with what I would call the hidden history of America. And so there are places in every state in the country where there are breakthroughs in this teaching. But what most people, I think, don't realize is the vast, vast majority of textbooks in America are created in 3 states, Texas, California, and Florida. And so getting to the editors of those textbooks to ask questions about why isn't this history being taught, and why is it so difficult to have this kind of history added to what we are teaching our children about how our country was formed and what was the basis of our country.
Well, we all know about slavery, but give me some examples of things that are big things that are left out.
Well, every colony that joined the United States, that signed on to the Constitution, had a convention, and they talked to each other about the issues that were important. They didn't have telephones or the internet, so they wrote stuff down. Throughout human history, whenever human beings think they're doing something important, they write stuff down. And that goes back to the cave dwellers before there was written language. One of the things that Patrick Henry, most folks will remember him, give me liberty or give me death. One of the things he said is, there are 236,000 blacks in Virginia and very few in the northern states. What if these folks don't want to stay slaves anymore? If they revolt, we're in trouble, because under this new Constitution, only Congress can arm the militia. James Madison came right back and said, no, don't worry about that. There's no power to emancipate slaves. You're going to be able to keep them. The Constitution doesn't say anything about that, because Patrick Henry had also said, what happens if we have to go to war as a country, America? And what if the slaves fight in the army? Is that going to make them free? James Madison saying, no, don't worry about it.
So they were worried about the Second Amendment being used to emancipate the slaves?
What they were worried about is, what Patrick Henry said is, we have 236,000 enslaved people in Virginia. If they decide to revolt, the country is not invaded. And under the new Constitution, only Congress can arm the militia. So if we have to go to Congress to arm our slave patrols, we're in trouble. Now, you will have historians arguing either side of the issue, saying,
so that's the idea, to make sure everybody could have a gun.
Exactly. And so historians
to defend
will
against
say,
the possibility of a slave uprising.
And some historians will say, no, there's other provisions in the Constitution. There's this, there's that. My point is this: if you want to know what Americans were concerned about, you can go and read it, because they wrote it down.
So you think the Second Amendment is a racist amendment?
No, I'm saying that whether the Second Amendment was written so that the South could arm its slave patrols, I'm saying that's not even an interesting question, because I don't care whether that was the purpose or not. And there are historical arguments going both ways. What I'm saying is, if you want to know what Americans were concerned about, go read about it, because they wrote it down. That's one of the things they were concerned about. When most people in America hear the words affirmative action, they think of programs of uplift in the 60s and 70s, where Black people were given advantages. And then the Supreme Court said that that was kind of reverse racism, and that was kind of those programs. The 3/5 clause in the Constitution, counting Black people as 3/5 of a human being. Can you tell me what is a greater form of affirmative action than giving one group of people the right to own another group of people? But it didn't stop there. Everybody in America has heard of the Emancipation Proclamation. Very few people have heard of the Compensated Emancipation Act that occurred in the exact same year, 1862.
They repaid the slave owners?
Slave owners were paid $1 million in 1862 money, which is more, the number today is astronomical. $1 million in 1862 money for quote unquote lost property.
Because it was considered taking?
So when you talk about reparations for slavery, as we have that debate with H.R. 40 going in Congress right now and people signing on to that bill, as we have that debate in America, let's just understand that reparations for slavery have already been paid. They were just paid to slave owners.
To the owners. So there's a number attached to that then.
No, and that's, I think the interesting thing about reparations is that what H.R. 40 does is says, we're going to establish a commission to study the question and come up with recommendations. The exact same method by which we paid $1.6 billion to Japanese Americans for 3 years of internment during World War II, $20,000 to each Japanese American that was interned. And that didn't come close to compensating the Japanese Americans for what was done to them.
Yeah.
But that shows that we had the national will to pay $1.6 billion to them. All I'm saying is, as we have this debate, don't tell me that it's not possible, because it is. And don't tell me that it would cost too much, because we have already shown 2 times in our history that our country is willing to spend a huge amount of money to right a wrong. And so the whole debate about reparations, I think, has been turned on its head, because most people who oppose reparations, what do they want to talk about? The problems with the solutions.
Yeah.
You can't just give people money.
Right.
This won't happen. That won't work. How are you going to figure this out? How are you going to figure that out? Since when have you known any rational person to approach a problem by talking about the solutions first before you define the problem? And we don't have a common understanding. When you say everyone knows about slavery,
But
we
you-
don't have a common understanding.
You
of
use
that
your
in
wisdom to
America.
help me understand, though, how you will come up with a system that the entire country will agree to when they have not been taught some of these aspects of our history.
Well,
that
you just put your finger on the key. You can't talk about the solutions until you define the problem. And that's what HR 40 does. It doesn't say come up with a number to give out to people. It says define the problem.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't want to have a debate about. That's where people don't want to have a discussion. Because if we have that discussion, the history of America is written down in black and white. It is undeniable, because the people that formed this country didn't have a political correctness screen when it came to white supremacy, because everybody was a white supremacist, white people who were in America at the time. So they said exactly what they thought and exactly what they meant. And when we start going through that history to understand how not just the culture in America, but the law, state, local, and federal, implemented concepts of white supremacy, now we have a common understanding of our hidden history. And once we have that understanding, we can start talking about solutions. And let me just say, there are all kinds of proposals for reparations solutions. I think they are premature until the problem is really clearly defined. But let's be clear, you can do reparations in America for the descendants of African enslaved people without putting a penny in anybody's hand.
How?
Education, home ownership, all kinds of ways where the government can simply invest in giving people a frickin' opportunity. 15 years after the Civil War ended in 1880, whites owned $36 for every dollar owned by African Americans. Within a couple of years, it was down to 26 to 1, and then 23 to 1. And by 1910, it was down to 16 to 1. And in the next 109 years until today, it's now down to about 13 to 1. Now, why is that? Either black people are just not intelligent enough to work hard in a business, to earn money, to save that money, to pass it to the next generation so their children can be better. Either we're just not capable of that, or something else is going on. And so if we want to look at the direct and deliberate policies of the United States government, state governments, and local governments, and how they have entrenched a concept like white supremacy. And I know that that is such a loaded term, but that's part of what our history shows. It is what it is. We have printed the legend of American history as opposed to the fact of American history. And here is perhaps the most stark example that I can give you. Several years ago, politicians in Texas tried to convince the Texas education system that they should be teaching that slavery was a side issue to the Civil War. Were you taught that there was more than one issue that caused the Civil War, that it was something
No,
other than
I always thought
slavery.
it was slavery. But then I lived in the South for 4.5 years, lived in Atlanta. And there it was the War of Northern Aggression, and it was about states' rights.
That's right. And so Texas politicians are saying, teach that slavery is a side issue to the Civil War. Once again, when people think they're doing something important, they write stuff down. Every state that left the Union had a secession convention, and they wrote as clearly as they possibly could
That's right.
why they were leaving the Union. This is not an exact quote, but within a few words, it is an exact quote of what Texas said. All white men are and ought to have equal civil and political rights, that the enslavement of the African race is mutually beneficial to both bond and free, and is eminently justified by the experience of mankind and the revealed will of the Almighty Creator.
Are any of those documents taught in school?
That's what is horrifying, Dave. Virtually none of this is taught in school, because as I have gone around the country over the last 7 or 8 years, and I ask people, raise your hands if you have ever heard this. And the frightening thing is, the more educated my audience, the less they know. When I speak,
Okay. Well, hold on. Hold up. 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 All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right. Check 1 2 1 2. Here we go. I got it. I got it now. All right. The more educated his audience seem like the dumber they are, he says. What little they know. These documents are all written in black and white, laid out America's history. And here it is, and you're hearing it from someone else. All right. And so as we close this out, let me know, what do y'all think? I'm gonna do part 2 probably tomorrow. If not, I'll definitely get to it on Sunday. All right. I am someone's granddad, I am someone's father, and I am someone's husband, so I gotta do some other things. But they're laying it out. These documents, racism is not taught. The idea of racism and the effects of racism is not taught in the educational system. These things that he laid out, which are documents that built America, he's reading from their documents. All right? He says the more educated they are, the less they know. Right. So we're going to go over part 2, if not over the weekend, Monday, family. All right? We got to close this out. It's a very important subject, and I think I'm just going to save it for Monday night, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be on with Brother Rich, because I'm going to need everyone's undivided attention. I don't want to do it over the weekend, because you might get in party mode, relax mode, whatever. All right? But we're going to introduce the speakers. We're going to talk about the color of conversation. We're going to dive into racial bias in America. How did we get here? And how do we end up being stuck here? Jeffrey Robinson again, and other people from the ACLU and other organizations. And we're going to introduce Dr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s work, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's work, because I think it's very important. I think it's very important that we renew our history and press the reset button to let everyone know that, you know, we're going to go right back down, and we're going to put racism back on the agenda, back on people's minds, so people can get it. All right. I can't be on here long, family. I got some things to do. I got 3 videos that I'm working on, 3 remixes to 3 songs on my album. So making it happen. That's another subject. The H Factor group. We'll talk about that at some other times. All right. Really appreciate that though. All right. If you want to donate to independent black media, my cash app is $ Professor Griff. And hold on. Lativia Palmer, thank you very much for your donation. Really appreciate that. Who else? Hold on for a second. Hold on. Reginald Douglas, thank you very much. Ecliff sent you a, okay, thank you for the donation. That's on the Cash App. I don't know all of the people, Johnny Taylor and a few other people on the super chat on YouTube. I got to check my email, my website, and I got to check PayPal to see who donated that way. Really appreciate everyone. I'll see you guys probably on Monday night, 9 o'clock. Let's finish this conversation, family. All right, let's begin to put some things in place so we can understand from an in-depth, informed perspective on racism so we can approach reparations in a very knowledgeable fashion. Love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff of Sirius Mindz, RnTv. I want to thank Quan S for doing the damn thing with the moderating over here. And y'all just roguing over here on IG. Yeah, changing the subject, putting things in there that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Yeah, the trolls were out tonight. Maybe they ain't got nothing to do. Maybe they miss happy hour. I don't know. All right. We are going to get around to ADOS. We are going to get around to 1619 group and website and December 12th movement and all these other people. All right. Probably on Monday night. Love y'all to life. It's Professor Griff. I got to go. As Don Cornelius always says, love, peace, and soul. Oh, damn. Maybe y'all don't watch Soul Train. Maybe I'm the only dude. All right. All right. Maybe I'm the only guy that watch Soul Train. All right. Peace, man. Y'all take care.